கார்த்திக் கார்த்திக் திருப்பியும் பழையபடி பிரச்சனை தான் சார். கனெக்ட் ஆனால் இதாக மாட்டுது. இது டைரெக்டாக மைக் பண்ணனால தான். லைனில் போயிட்டுருக்கு. இங்கே தலையில் வச்சிடலாம்.
சேரை தான் உள்ளே போய் தேடினா உள்ளே
இந்த மேடம் மேலே வச்சிடலாமா?
புரியல. பேசுவாங்கல்ல,
அதுதான் அங்கே வச்சிருக்கேன். ஹலோ ஹலோ.
ஹலோ செக் செக். ஹலோ ஹலோ செக் செக். ஹலோ
Hello? Hello? Hello, hello?
Good afternoon to one and all. Before starting today's event, I request all to keep your phones in silent mode. I request our director to invite our chief guest of today's event and other dignitaries to adorn the dais. Chief guest of today's function, Dr. Chandrika Kaushik, Outstanding Scientist and Director General, Production Coordination and Services Interaction, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, New Delhi. Dr. N. Anandavali, Director, CSIR-SERC and Coordinating Director, CMC. Dr. J. Rajashankar, Chief Scientist, CSIR-SERC. Dr. G. S. Palni, Chief Scientist, CSIR-SERC. All the scientists, staff members of CSIR-SERC, invitees, colleagues and friends. I welcome you all for the celebration of National Technology Day 2024. We shall begin the function with Tamil Thai Vartha. I request all to please raise. We are gathered here today to celebrate the National Technology Day. National Technology Day is celebrated in India on May 11th each year to honor the contributions of India's scientific community, including scientists, researchers, engineers, and also to celebrate the country's technological achievements. The National Technology Day theme 2024 is School to Startup, Igniting Young Minds to Innovate. This theme aims to undertake a remarkable initiative to encourage, inspire, and motivate the younger generation to take an interest in new age technology. With this note, I request our director to felicitate our chief guest of today's event, Dr. Chandrika Kaushik, with a shawl. Thank you, ma'am. I request our director, madam, to deliver the welcome address.
Chief guest of today's function, Dr. Chandrika Kaushik, Outstanding Scientist and Director General, Production Coordination and Services Interaction, DRDO, Dr. J. Rajashankar, Chief Scientist, and Dr. G.S. Padney, Chief Scientist of CSIR-SERC, Dr. Parivalal, Advisor, and heads of the laboratories, scientists in charge of the regional units of CSIR Madras Complex, my dear brothers and sisters of this campus, invited guests, present media, ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam and Namaskar. It's indeed a great pleasure to welcome you all on this special occasion of National Technology Day. National Technology Day is celebrated to observe the country's innovative step in the field of technology. The day is also celebrated with the intention of raising awareness about the importance of technology in every step of our lives. It also urges young minds of the country to take up technology and innovation as a field of studies and contribute to it. And as we all know, May 11th every year is to commemorate the achievements of scientists and researchers, engineers, and all other involved in the field of science and technology. And it is a day to remind Indians about the technological advancement made by the country. The day also marks the anniversary of the Pokhran nuclear tests, Operation Shakti, under the leadership of aerospace engineer and our beloved former President APJ Abdul Kalam. On May 11, 1998, India successfully conducted its first nuclear test, and this day holds immense historical and cultural significance, highlighting the country's commitment to innovation and in its pursuit of technological advancement. In 1998, on this day, India became the sixth country to join the nuclear club after its successful test. The then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee coined the term National Technology Day. On the same day, Hansa 3, India's first indigenous aircraft, was first tested in Bangalore. It was first of its kind, two-seater general aviation plane used for flight training and personal flying. Successful testing of Trishul, a short-range missile made in India, was also done on the same day. So, National Technology Day was first observed on 11th May 1999. Since then, the National Technology Day is observed every year to commemorate the significant achievements and contributions made by our scientists. And it also serves as a reminder of India's remarkable strides in scientific and technological advancement. It is a day to honor the brilliance of Indian scientists, engineers, and technologists who have made significant contributions to various fields. And this day also provides a platform to recognize and appreciate the efforts who have played a crucial role in the nation's progress, and also serves as an inspiration for the young minds to pursue career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, fostering a culture of innovation research in the country. And this year, the special focus is on promoting clean and green technologies for a sustainable future. And in this time, I would like to recall a Tirukural which goes this way: Ara iyarkai avanipin anilege pera iyarkai tarum, which means that the unnecessary desire that makes us to destroy the surroundings, and it is our duty to protect the nature, and if we protect the nature will protect us. And our planet faces significant environmental challenges, as we all know, including climate change, pollution, resource depletion, etc. And these challenges demand urgent action and innovation solution. Clean and green technologies offer a path forward, enabling us to meet our developmental goals while preserving the environment for the future generations. And science and technology is critical to tackle complex challenges and also lay foundation for new approaches and solutions. Transforming scientific breakthroughs into new technologies can have profound impact on development. One challenge of sustainable development is to use technology in such a way that balances advances in productivity with long-term resource viability. This is a critical role for sustainable science, as it promotes cross-disciplinary approaches to advance the understanding of human-environment interactions and systems, and how these interactions affect the challenge of sustainability. Promoting clean and green technology is crucial for achieving a sustainable future. And these technologies help reduce environmental impact, improve energy efficiency, and foster economic growth. How to go about it? In whatever task we do, we could adopt sustainability as our motto. Say, for example, in a simple sense, we could have a habit of carrying a small cloth bags with us for shopping, avoiding plastic bags. This is very simple and looks though simple. Our contribution starts with our change in attitude. And converting this into terms of energy and further in terms of money, we will know how much, we can easily understand how much we are saving and how much we are saving to protect the nature. And automatically, this will enable us, each one will embrace the clean and green technology. And to facilitate and implement, there are policies, incentives is required, and this will surely help in a greater extent. Say, for example, financial incentives, regulations, standards, R&D activities to further make these technologies affordable to all sectors and to all people is essential. Transitioning to new renewable energy sources is essential for reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Keeping this in mind, CSIR-SERC have taken steps to develop indigenous technologies for floating offshore foundation technologies for renewable energy sources such as solar and wind, which not only includes the design of these platforms, but addressing the control strategies as well as structural health monitoring. Improving energy efficiency across various sectors can significantly reduce energy consumption and emission. Promoting electric vehicles and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles can reduce emission from the transportation sector. And it is also essential that we educate the public about the benefits of clean technologies and sustainable practices. And they should start at the school stages. In the school curriculum, if you could include how to integrate the sustainability to create awareness from a young age. And adopting circular economy is another way we can address these sustainability issue, where we can minimize the waste as well as better use of the resources. Circular economy is inherent in our systems. We don't waste anything. We try to repurpose or reuse it. That is the Indian way of doing anything. And we have to take it on a larger scale. CSIR-SERC is working on waste to wealth products using construction and demolition waste, industrial waste and agro waste. Yet another way to promote sustainability is designing products for durability, repairability and recyclability. So full life scale analysis has to be done, and including all these aspects we have to develop whatever technology or the product which we intend to. And promoting these kinds of clean and green technology requires a multifaceted approach involving policy measures, as already told, financial incentives, public-private partnerships, and international cooperation. By investing in renewable energy, improving energy efficiency, fostering innovation, and raising public awareness, we can pave way for the sustainable future that benefits both the environment and the economy. On this day, we reflect on our achievements, recognize the contributions of our scientists and engineers, and renew our commitments to fostering technological growth for a sustainable and prosperous future. And today, indeed, we are very fortunate to have with us Dr. Chandrika Kaushik, Outstanding Scientist and Director General, Production Coordination and Service Interaction, DRDO, to celebrate this year's National Technological Day. I thank you, Madam, for accepting our invitation amidst your busy schedule and honoring us with your gracious presence here. And she's such a simple, down-to-earth person. I had a very little interaction with that. I could understand how simple she is, but yet her steps were very impactful, or it has created a kind of inspiration to me as well. And as I understand, she steers 5 corporate verticals in DRDO and is a part of the top DRDO management and plays a key role in mapping of long-term plans of services with long-term technical plans of DRDO. And ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate National Technological Day 2024, let us reaffirm our commitment to harness the power of technology for the greater good. By promoting clean and green technologies, we can create a sustainable future that benefit not only our nation, but the entire world. Let us continue to innovate, collaborate, and act with determination and vision. I once again welcome you all and conclude with the Thirukural, En porul vaga selachulli, Than pirar vai nun porul kanbadu arivathu, which means that to speak so as the meaning may be easily enter the mind of the listeners, and to differentiate the indirect thought which may lie hidden in the word of others. So this is wisdom. And to make it simple, speak truth and make it simple. Thank you. Happy Technological Day.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. J. Rajashankar, Chief Scientist, to introduce the chief guest of today's event.
Very good afternoon to all of you. And the tone has been set for the celebrations by the excellent introduction by our director. Now the next step is the firepower from our chief guest. And before requesting our chief guest, I thought of introducing the chief guest to our audience. As discussed, she is a multifaceted person I could see from this biodata. Dr. Chandrika Kaushik is an outstanding scientist and Director General of Productions Coordination Services Interaction, DRDO. And she is steering 5 corporate verticals. So even though in DRDO it's called corporate verticals, namely the Armed Forces Interaction, Industry Interface and Technology Management, International Cooperation, International Security Technology Requirements, and Quality, Reliability and Safety. And again, due to all these responsibilities, she is part of a top DRDO management and plays a key role in mapping of long-term plans of services with long-term technical plans of DRDO. It's a very responsible and very important role, I believe. And her contribution to DRDO spans over 3 decades, encompassing missile programs, pivoting DRDO tri-services interaction, right from the conceptualization of a project to QR formulation, conduct of user trials, categorization, as well as providing necessary technical support to the service headquarters and acquisition wing. And she has contributed de novo for establishing various policies to strengthen the DRDO industry partnership, contributing towards expansion of the private defense industrial base in the country, like development cum production partnership, transfer of technology system for advanced manufacturing assessment and rating. And she has extensively drafted many policies, that's what I could see, on defense procurement policy, which is an important issue, and has played a key role in drafting of defense acquisition policy 2020 it's an important document. 2020 defense acquisition policy was a very major achievement by DRDO. I think she has been part of that from the Ministry of Defense, especially the chapter on induction of DRDO developed systems. And in addition, she has contributed significantly in shaping up international cooperation in key technology areas for the benefit of critical projects. And here comes the thing. She has overseen induction of number of critical projects for services like fighter aircrafts, radars, gun systems, communication systems, electronic warfare systems, missile systems, anti-drone system, ammunition, small arms. These are only a few to list. There are many more. And coming to her education, she is a graduate in computer science from Delhi University, done her master's degree also in the same field from Indore, and again from MBA on facility management system from Delhi University. She has obtained doctorate in public-private partnership in defense industry. And she is a life member of Aeronautical Society of India, Indian National Society for Aerospace Related Mechanisms, Indian Society for Advancement of Materials and Process Engineering, and Manohar Parrikar Institute for Defense Studies and Analysis. That much will I have. Thank you very much, madam, for accepting our invitation, and I request you to take over the floor.
Dr. Anandvalli, Director SERC, Dr. J. Rajashankar, Chief Scientist, SERC, Dr. G.S. Palni, Chief Scientist, SERC, colleagues from different CSIR labs, and friends from media. When Dr. Anandvalli invited me to be the chief guest for the National Technology Day celebration, my first thought was, I have got nothing to do with structures. I don't understand what it is. What will I talk to you all? I have no clue about what you do. But then I thought that this will be a good opportunity to come here, know what is happening in this field, and educate myself, also get an opportunity to interact with you. So I accepted. But now, when I was about to start, I realized that whatever I had to say, Dr. Anandvalli has already covered, mostly. Nevertheless, we will go through some of the inputs, and two of my colleagues, Dr. Vijay Kumar, who is here, and Dr. Vishal, who is an electronic engineer, nothing to do with structures. In the process, we educated ourselves of what the structures mean, what are their role, importance, where do they factor into our lives, what are the technological trends, what new needs to be done. So before I get into the talk per se, so I will thank Dr. Anandvalli for giving me this opportunity, and I am really very pleased to be here amongst all of you to celebrate India's 26th National Technology Day. Today is a day when we celebrate the achievements of India's scientists, engineers, and technologists. Is this working? Okay, I'll request you to change if this doesn't work. Thank you. As Dr. Anandvalli mentioned, on 11th May 1998, India conducted the successful nuclear tests at Pokhran, and DRDO was one of the participating agencies, and proudly so. And this was done under the able guidance of our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, from the DRDO, our formal principal scientific advisor to Prime Minister Dr. R. Chidambaram. Under their guidance, the 3 detonations were carried out on 11th May and 2 on 13th May 1998 at Pokhran. The detonations included 15 kT atom bomb, 45 kT hydrogen bomb, and 0.2 kT sub-kiloton device. Those were very difficult times, and with the unfavorable geopolitical situations, the country could take on such a task with the conviction of both the technical agencies and the political agencies, and India became the 6th country in the world with indigenous nuclear capabilities. I remember some of my colleagues who have participated in these trials as to how they have conducted and participated when they used to carry the articles in the middle of the night without any lights in the sand dunes, how to carry the stores to the trial locations, how difficult those times were, and with the support of the engineering regiment, how these tasks were done. Since then, we commemorate the contributions of Indian scientific community towards nation building by celebrating this day as the National Technology Day. It is praiseworthy to note that today the young minds of India are showing keen interest in scientific innovations. Their aspirations have started flying out, and they are taking new steps. You take the Atal Innovation Mission, where the students in the schools are participating, making innovations, showcasing them, becoming a part of the innovation revolution. We have young entrepreneurs right in the school coming to stage. The youth of today is geared up today to take new challenges. From about 450 startups in 2016, today there are more than 1 lakh registered startups as of December 23, and I would not be surprised if it has crossed the figure of 1.5 lakhs. And these are the ones which are recognized by the DPIIT. There are many more which are unrecognized, which continue to work without any formal registration as a startup. The theme of this year's National Technology Day aptly put as "From Schools to Startups, Igniting Young Minds to Innovate." We all belong to the scientific community here. Science being a cognitive faculty of human beings, where we are observing, identifying, experimentally investigating, putting theoretical explanations to the phenomena occurring in nature. And once the science is established, from the engineering forefront, we harness this capability of nature for improvement of quality of life in the form of technology. And then leaving it to our engineers to transfer these technologies for the benefit of scientific, economic, social, practical systems of our day-to-day lives. So it's a continuum from STEM, science, technology, engineering. Finally, the end objective is to make an impact into the day-to-day life of the common man, where the quality of life becomes better. That is the final goal. And towards that endeavor, in whichever way any of our activities are contributing, that is the aspect to be looked at. The theme of the DST to say that promoting clean and green technologies for a sustainable future. They have taken this theme as the theme for the National Technology Day in 2024. And towards realization of this and objective, it is the collective responsibility of all scientists, technologists, and engineers present in this August gathering to strive hard, create new technologies, and build state-of-the-art engineering systems to take this nation to pinnacles of success and once again become the world leader that it was many, many centuries ago. Before we delve deep into the technology and engineering aspects of structures, let us try to understand how the science of structures has evolved along with the evolving needs of human beings. From the very early ages, humans have been harnessing forces of nature in order to meet our physiological needs of surviving against the nature. In the early Paleolithic age, humans were dwelling in natural habitats like caves and rock shelters. We find some early human dwellings in Bhimbetka rock shelters in Raisen district of Madhya Pradesh, which is about 45 kilometers south of Bhopal. And incidentally, this is also a UNESCO World Heritage site, comprises of about 750 rock shelters spread over 10 kilometers and dating to roughly 1 lakh BC. I do not know how many of you have seen this, but I think it will be worth seeing, especially for all the structural engineers, to go see these and understand how 1 lakh years ago human beings were able to create such wonderful structures for mankind to stay in. Subsequently, in the Mesolithic age, when humans started socializing, they started building primitive structures like mud houses by using materials available around them. Thereafter, humans started catering to their societal needs and created planned dwellings in the form of the ancient cities. We find some of the famous ruins of Neolithic age in Indus Valley civilization, recent ones being Rakhi Ghadi and Dholavira, dating to roughly 5000 BC. Remarkable progress in man-made structures in the Vedic age was seen, and our earlier scientists started playing with materials, architecture, and geometry, and have created wonderful architectural marvels in the form of gigantic palaces and temples, beautifully decorated with three-dimensional artifacts. With the formal advent of industrial revolution during the Renaissance period, Europe started making its mark in building architecture in the Gothic style. And in the last millennium, structural science has progressed leaps and bounds, and we have witnessed huge skyscrapers, buildings all across the globe going to 100, 150 stories. Now, with the saturation in the construction of high-rise rectangular buildings, once again, art is making inroads into the building architectures. We see glass and aluminum blended into beautiful artistic surfaces in contemporary modern structures. However, with the utilization of the best of technological methods that are available at our disposal, our current buildings are becoming more and more energy hungry and are quite often in defiance with the laws of Mother Nature. Today, we might have satisfied our needs of our modern society, but we are paying a substantial cost by impacting the nature around us. It is high time that we trace our roots, learn from our evolutionary history, and start blending nature into our habitats in the form of green, sustainable structures to address this challenge. Today, I stand on the soil of Tamil Nadu, a state which has been a proud flag bearer of one of the most ancient civilizations of the world. This state carries testimony of one of the most intricate ancient engineering marvels of structural engineering. Be it the largest relief sculptures in the world, measuring 83 by 83 feet in descent of the Ganges at Mahabalipuram, or the tallest temple in the world, 16 feet high, with a 81-ton kalash atop its vimana at Brihadishwara temple at Thanjavur, or the Hall of Thousand Pillars, carved from a single massive rock, along with the musical pillars which produce melodious sounds when struck at the Meenakshi Ammam temple at Madurai. The gigantic 1212 pillars corridor, meeting geometrically in a single point parallax at Ramanatha Swami temple at Rameshwaram, is another wonder. Or having the fourth oldest water diversion cum water regulation structure at Kalanai Dam, Thanjavur. Some of the finest architectural masterpieces are available in our ancient civilization. And Tamil Nadu has possessed one of the finest skills of structural engineering since very early ages. I proudly and most humbly say, Tamil Nadin Punita Puniku Vanakam, Tamil Nadu ki Pavitra Bhumi ko Pranam. Structures play a very important role in meeting the nation's strategic and tactical requirements. Indian research community has been contributing actively in design and development of a variety of critical structures by application of advanced science and engineering. It is worth acknowledging some of the technical achievements of SERC in the form of portable, lightweight, foldable modules, blast resistance, large capacity structures. In addition, the structural health monitoring initiatives, the trial and evaluation that goes into the making of these structures before they are actually deployed. BARC has also pioneered in making large-scale nuclear reactor structures. At ISRO, we have mastered the construction of satellites using extremely lightweight honeycomb structures which are thermally stable with near zero coefficient of thermal expansion. In DRDO, a lot of work happens in the areas of underground integrated field shelters, multi-span mobile bridging systems, advanced composites-based sonar domes, which becomes a structural member of the ships, and composite bridges with a 40% weight reduction. As structural materials, DRDO has successfully developed technology for extracting titanium sponge and making high-strength beta titanium alloy from this sponge for building aerospace structures. The technological advances of the Indian research community have been praiseworthy and have met the requirements of the end users to a great degree of satisfaction. And I take this opportunity of Technology Day to compliment each one of you sitting in the audience on having achieved this great accomplishment. We need to identify areas of collaborations, make closed working groups, and harness the expertise of different organizations for betterment of the entire community. The structural materials have continuously evolved over time, and the evolution is primarily driven by two factors: the readiness level of contemporary technologies and criticality of the end usage. Early humans began with materials encountered by chance and began building elementary structures using mud and stones. Thereafter, observing the nature and using some of the optimized materials available in nature, like plant fiber, they have been impregnated with the mud to increase the durability and make houses using hair reinforced mud. Subsequently, we have understood and made better organized ways of arranging the basic elements and started making structures using artificially made materials. These materials were derivatives of the basic building elements like mud and stones, but were enriched by various chemical processes or materials to enhance their properties and give us better durability. And with the application of chemical science, these materials graduated to brick and cement, and further going on, we have now moved on to making multi-storied structures with appreciable load-bearing capacities. This gave rise to incorporation of metals into the building material, thereby reinforced cement concrete was developed and started coming into various structures. While this catered very well to making buildings with well-defined architectures, but for large-scale production, the process lacked quality control, since goodness of a structure was completely dependent on the skills of the nature, skills of the labor. To eliminate this dependency, the process was automated and gave rise to prefabricated concrete structures as basic building elements. And this speeded up the construction process, at the same time ensuring that the construction quality is maintained. For specialized needs like health monitoring and self-repair, these conventional structures were unable to give solutions, and now we are looking at bio-inspired multifunctional architectural materials, drawing inspiration from the naturally existing materials like human bones and plant bodies. These materials have become a natural choice for making self-healing and maintenance-free length-scale structure assemblies of the next generation architecture. With the advancements in material science, mechanical engineering, sensor technology, and manufacturing process, there have been various innovative developments in the structural component technologies. The fast-paced construction of metro rails and bridges has been made possible due to the development of modular prefabricated concrete components. This has increased the speed as well as efficiency of execution, and the components provide uniformity, quality control, reduces the transportation, installation overheads, as well as waste generation. The development of self-healing concrete components with embedded epoxy capsules improves the compressive strength of the damaged concrete by up to 15%, as well as reduce the maintenance requirements. The technology may prove to be useful in remotely habitated areas, especially in the forward areas and hilly terrains where routine maintenance is operationally difficult and not really feasible. The 3D printed structures, which are now evolving as a quick development process, with the advent of advanced additive manufacturing technologies, the process has streamlined manufacturing, reduced the labor cost, and facilitated the development of complex shapes with great precision. And with the advent of sensor technologies, the nanoscale silicon manufacturing process, embedded processing capabilities, and low power devices, today it is possible to build smart, hybrid, nanocomposite concrete materials with sensors embedded in the concrete. The nanomaterials are used as a conducting fillers and enable structural health monitoring through non-destructive testing for life and health estimation of structures. And these structures are today finding increasing use in large-scale business-oriented applications like railways, roadways, and airports. We can further augment these sensor-embedded structures with AI and machine learning techniques for predictive maintenance and failure projections, enabling the users to get a feedback in real time. Structural engineers have always been tasked with solving tough problems wherein they are required to meet increasingly stringent requirements and with physically contradictory variables. You need high yield strength and versus a high deformability. Similarly, strong thermal conductivity coupled with great inertia. You need good behavior at high temperature of the materials. Also, you need great tolerance to crack propagation. This necessitates development of new architectural materials, maybe one or more than once mixing several materials together with a controlled geometry, and is a perfect amalgamation of material properties at microstructure levels and engineered mechanics at superstructure level. The grading allows for material properties to be distributed over length scales that match the dimensions of the components and provides augmented properties in a desired plane and reduced properties in the undesired planes. So tough engineering challenges are there for the structural engineers. A novel example of this method is building of the ceramic composite sandwich structure based armored panels for lightweight tanks and other infantry vehicles which are being successfully used by the armed forces. The metal polymer multilayers and metal foams used in aerospace applications are other such examples. The research community is now moving in the direction wherein they've started taking inspiration from the Mother Nature. The phenomena occurring around us in nature is being used to harness these techniques for building advanced bio-inspired structures. If you look at the micro-scale surface structures of the lotus petals or the cactus leaves, the scaled skin of the aquatic animals, the structural scientists have incorporated these surface modifications in engineered architectures to build water-resistant exterior surfaces. Surface adhesions and buoyant techniques have resulted in creating floating bridges and amphibious platforms. Drawing inspiration from the honeycomb structure, space scientists have built special engineered materials with minimum material density and high out-of-plane compression and shear strength. It is to be acknowledged that knowledge is coming to us from multiple directions, and learning is coming from continuous observation of the evolutionary process. Nature is the best example of something which is continuously evolving and producing the best optimized solutions with the changing requirements. Let us look at an example where mechanical evolutionary process has produced suboptimal solutions as compared to the highly efficient solutions given by nature. When we are thirsty, the technology offers us a refrigerator which consumes electricity, uses chlorofluorocarbon, and produces undesirable heat in the environment. As compared to this, nature's process of use of an earthen pot, which consumes nothing, doesn't have any harmful byproducts, and provide cool water at a temperature which is optimum for human consumption. The earthen pot also acts as a natural filter and removes some of the impurities that are there in the water. We extrapolate the use of mechanical cooling to our dwellings. We land up in using air conditioners, which are neither ecologically sustainable nor aligned with the human health. Compare this with the biologically inspired mud-clad buildings, which have proven to be cost effective without causing any harm to the human health as well as the surrounding environment. With our growing human needs, it is becoming pertinent and more relevant with each passing day for engineers to examine and find solutions wherein we are not driven by the short-term development goals at the cost of causing damage to the environment. Otherwise, we may end up damaging our natural ecosystem to such an extent that losses may become irreversible. The way ahead is wise use of technology for ecologically sustainable development. We must recognize that the technology developments in the country towards buildings and habitats were primarily driven by architecture technologies practiced by the West. But these technologies lack scalability with respect to the sizable domestic needs of the country. Our populous country, with limited energy and bioresources, maybe needs a different model of technological solution. Surprisingly, the solutions that we are looking for find its root in our ancient living practices. What is even more surprising is that these living practices have been prevailing across the length and breadth of this country in one form or the other. The indigenous architectural techniques have faced the test of times and still stand strong against the scrutiny of modern science. Towards sustainable built environment, the concept of the central courtyard has been crucial and has been scientifically researched by Kranti Kumar Mainani in 2022, and it finds its presence in the Chattanite style architecture of Tamil Nadu and also the Haveli architecture in Rajasthan. So whether you take it in the north or the south, these architectural practices were prevalent many years ago. India is a civilization which has been facing earthquakes since ages. Vernacular architectures have been able to tackle these seismic threats across the country. And research recently published by Vaswat Sarkar on various seismic resistant architectures of the country, be it the Tak in Kashmir, Koti Banal in Uttarakhand, Bhunga in Gujarat, ICRA in Assam. They all bring out the rich diversity in the structures created and modulated to the local needs. Now, with the advent of eco-friendly tourism and the concept of homestays, Indian hosts have started building mud houses with intricate traditional architectures like those in Himachal Pradesh and Kerala. The potential of eco-friendly mud house construction towards sustainable building technology has been published by Lakshmi, Shubha and Deepa. In addition to that, the Government of India has taken major steps in attaining sustainable development by introducing policies, procedures and standards. While it began with the famous Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, aiming at sanitation and cleanliness, nowadays we see some of the absolutely clean railway stations and railway coaches equipped with biodigesters. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has recently released a national mission for sustainable habitat with projected implementation timelines up to 2030. The mission is augmented with implementation level initiatives like green rating for integrated habitat assessment, and I'm sure that the SERC community present here today can contribute in a very, very significant way towards these initiatives. The Sustainable Urban Transport Project for metros and the two-tier cities, energy conservation building codes, in order to boost development of green buildings, and the mission's Smart City, where technology is harnessed to make human lives better, are all areas where you can contribute in one way or another. Let us join hands in building a more sustainable habitat for ourselves and our generations to come. Let the science and technology of structural engineering grow and become robust by utilizing the Indian traditional and cultural ethos in order to address the shortcomings of the Western constructs. And let the structural engineering community substantially contribute towards making and shaping a new Atmanirbhar Bharat based on indigenous technology. Once again, I wish you a very happy National Technology Day. Nanari, thank you. Jai Hind.
Even though madam is from a different background, I feel like the way she has presented comprehensively right from the evolution of structures to the latest requirement, I think it deserves a PhD in structural engineering. Thank you.
Thank you again, ma'am, for the wonderful lecture. You have walked us through the evolution of structures with very, very interesting examples and also highlighting how technology has actually been impactful in the field of structural engineering. To express our heartfelt gratitude for the presence of Dr. Chandrika Kaushik and spending her valuable time with us, I request our director to present a memento to our chief guest. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Dr. G.S. Parni, Chief Scientist, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, my dear colleagues, press and media, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening to all of you. It's my pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks for the Technology Day function on behalf of the organizers. First of all, we thank our chief guest, Dr. Srimati Chandrika Kaushik, outstanding scientist and Director General, Production Coordination and Services Interaction, DRDO, New Delhi, for taking off from her busy schedule to deliver the Technology Day lecture on structures from engineering marvel to exploratory science. As already pointed out by our director, I think she has talked more like a structural engineering expert, and all of us are cherished from the knowledge that we have gained. I'm sure that all of you will agree that the lecture delivered by her is one of the very relevant and useful topics towards the ecologically sustainable development. Many of the aspects covered by her during her presentation, from science and technology, from transforming the science to the technology and then to the engineers to take it to the society, and then evolution of various structures from over the ages, from different ages, and engineering marvels, especially in the Tamil Nadu state, whichever the very marvel structures she has nicely covered, and from engineering structures from the R&D laboratories, whatever innovations that have taken place in various R&D laboratories with respect to different engineering challenges she has nicely covered, and also the materials evolution from mud up to the bio-inspired materials also have been nicely covered. The innovations in different structural components from various laboratories, and also materials with desired tailor-made properties, that means engineering of the materials, and the biomimicking of various structures. So all the aspects of the different structural engineering requirements and also the other engineering requirements she has nicely covered. And I'm sure that you all will agree that many of the aspects what is covered by her during our presentation is one of the, or many of the challenging areas that we have been pursuing. I'm sure that as Madam pointed out, we'll be trying to collaborate with DRDO and also with other required laboratories in these areas. Thank you very much, Madam, for your very inspiring presentation. We'd like to thank Dr. Anandavalli, our Director, CSIR-SERC, and Coordinating Director, CSIR-CMC, and Dr. Parivallal, Advisor Management, CSIR-SERC, for the constant support and encouragement given for the organization of this function. We also thank the heads and teams of BKMD, SHRDD, ICT, Administration, Finance and Accounts, Stores and Purchase for the necessary support. Thanks to Ms. Ramya, scientist, for nicely comparing this function. Thanks to the press and media for covering this event. Finally, we thank one and all who have contributed for the successful conduct of this Technology Day function. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This brings us to the end of today's function. I once again thank each and everyone for joining today and making this event a grand success. Let us all rise for national anthem.
शुभ आशीष